Hello my dear friends, I am back again with my new video today. So we are going to discuss about the chapter Animal Kingdom. Okay, first comes basis of classification. We have already discussed about it. There were some more topics left in it. Okay, so first that comes is level of body organization, and its example is protoplasmic level. Okay, it is protozoa. Now second comes cellular level, and example is porifera. Third classification that comes is tissue level. There are two examples in it, coelenterata and ctenophora. Now fourth type comes is organ level. There are some examples like platyhelminthes and hierophylla. Okay, now fifth classification that comes is organ system level. There are now all the phylums from Annelida to Chordata. Okay, all comes in organ system level. Okay, now second type of classification is body plan. Okay, now there are further classifications in it. First classification is cell aggregate plan. Okay, its example is sponges. Okay, sponges comes under the phyla porifera. Now second type of classification that comes is blind sac plan. Now blind sac plan is where you have animals have incomplete digestive tract. Okay, incomplete basically here refers to that they have only single opening, which is referred to as mouth and also as anus. They take food from the mouth and also they excrete food from the anus. There is a single tract. Okay, so it is incomplete digestive tract, and its examples are coelenterata, ctenophora, and platyhelminthes. Now, third type of classification inside body plan is tube within tube plan. Okay, tube within tube basically is a structure like we mammals have alimentary canal. We have one opening mouth and another opening as anus. Okay, so it is a complete digestive tract, and its examples are from phyla Aschelminthes to phyla Chordata. Okay, now fourth type of overall classification that comes is circulatory system. There are two types of circulatory system: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. So in open circulatory system, animals do not have proper blood vessels attached to the organs. Okay, so you can see the structure here. See, in this case of open, okay, these are ill-developed blood vessels. Okay, and in closed circulatory system there are fully developed blood vessels which goes to the organs and then comes back to the heart. Okay, see, it is going to the organ and then coming back. In this case, circulatory fluid is circulated in the whole body, outside the blood vessels. Okay, but in this case it is circulated in the whole body with the help of fully developed blood vessels. Now examples of open circulatory system are arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, and chordata. In chordata only tunicata comes under this. Okay, now examples of closed are annelida, cephalopoda mollusca, and chordata. In chordata except tunicata all other organisms comes. Okay, now next type of classification is based on the germinal layers. Okay, now there are two types in it, diploblastic and triploblastic. In diploblastic there are two germinal layers, ectoderm and endoderm, and there is a mesoglia present in between ectoderm and endoderm, and its examples are coelenterata and ctenophora. Now second is triploblastic. In triploblastic there are three germinal layers. Okay, first one comes is endoderm, then mesoderm, and then ectoderm. Okay, its examples are from platyhelminthes to chordata. Okay, all the phylums from platyhelminthes to chordata. Now fifth type of classification is based on symmetry. Okay, now there are three types in it: asymmetry, radial symmetry, and bilateral symmetry. Asymmetry basically means the body cannot be cut into two equal halves from any of the way. Okay, its example is most of the porifera and protozoa. Now second type that comes is radial symmetry. In radial symmetry, organisms can be cut into more than one plane. Means if you take it from any way, okay, from this way or this way, from any way you can cut it and you will get two equal halves. Okay, its examples are porifera. In porifera only two organisms, Sycon and Leucosolenia. Then another comes is coelenterata and ctenophora. Okay, now third comes is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry, there are further examples in it, from phylum Platyhelminthes to phylum Mollusca, and then hemichordata and chordata. These are the examples of bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means you can only cut the body into equal halves. For example, if we humans morphologically means from external appearance, if we cut the body, then we will be able to cut it into two equal halves. See, from here, if we just cut it from bottom to up, then we will get two equal halves, left and right. Left will be just the mirror image of right side. Okay. Sixth type of classification that comes is presence or absence of larva. In presence of larva, there is indirect development from embryo to adult. But in case of direct development, you can see that from embryo, directly organisms convert into adults. Okay. Seventh classification comes is segmentation. Okay. Now there are two types further in it. First comes metameric and another one comes is pseudo-metameric. Pseudo means false. So you will be able to see that in metameric, there is segmentation present inside as well as outside the body of organisms. Like this way. See, in this case, this is metameric. This is the organism. There are segments outside. These are the segments and also inside. Okay. And this is pseudo-metameric. There are segments only outside, no segmentation inside. Okay. Body is divided only externally. Its example is platyhelminthes, and in this case, body is divided externally as well as internally. These are external divisions and these are internal divisions. Some repetition of at least same organs. Okay. Its examples are Annelida, Arthropoda, and Chordata. Eighth type of classification comes is fate of blastopore. Fate basically means luck. Okay. So during embryonic condition, see, this is the shape of organism in the embryonic condition, and this is opening is the blastopore, and this space we name it as archenteron. Okay, archenteron. So see, now if blastopore first develops into mouth, okay, then we call it as protostomiates. Okay, but if the blastopore first develops into anus, then it is known as deuterostomiate. Now, example of protostomiates means where mouths develop first are platyhelminthes, aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, and Mollusca. Now, where anus develop first, okay, means in deuterostomiates. Examples are Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. Okay. Now, ninth classification. It is based on the notochord. Okay. Now, notochord. Now there can be two divisions where notochord are present and where notochord are not present. Where notochord are present, it is known as chordates, and where it is not present, it is known as non-chordates. Okay. Now it is only present in the phylum Chordata. You can see notochord in the phylum Chordata only, and non-chordates examples start from phylum Porifera and to phylum Hemichordata. Next classification comes is coelom. Okay, coelom is basically body cavity with mesodermal epithelium. Now there can be three types of coelom: acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, and eucoelomate. Acoelomate basically where coelom is not present. See, this is the organism's body. These are the mesothelium masses. Okay, which is of made up of parenchyma. Its example is platyhelminthes. See, you cannot see body cavity here. Only mesodermal epithelium is present. Okay. So that is why it cannot be considered under true coelom. Now second is pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom basically have mesothelium pouches. Okay, and its example is aschelminthes. Third type comes is eucoelomate. Okay, in pseudocoelomate you can see mesothelium pouches and also body cavity. Okay, but it is not forming the lining. So that is why it is called as pseudocoelomate. Now third comes is eucoelomate. You can see this mesodermal epithelium. Okay, it is forming lining as well, lining in the outer body, and also you can see this body cavity. See these body cavity and these outer lining. Okay, so its examples are from phylum Annelida to phylum Chordata. Okay, in open circulatory system, see this is the basic information I am giving. Embryonic development of coelom. Now on the basis of it, there can be of two types: scisiocoel and enterocoel. See, these are mesodermal masses and these are gut pouches. Okay. Now, in case of mesodermal masses, there is splitting. It splits and it forms a covering around the body, in the body cavity and as well as around this canal. Okay. So after it fuses and forms, it expands. Sorry, it expands in this way and forms the outer lining as well as the lining inside it and as well as covering above it. Okay. This happens in case of scisiocoel, but in case of enterocoel, see these are gut pouches Now fusion of gut pouches takes place, and after fusing, it forms a similar structure like this. Okay, and after that also it expands and then forms the similar structure like this. So in enterocoel, examples are echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata, and in case of schizocoel, examples are Annelida, Arthropoda, and Mollusca. First phylum we are going to start with is with phylum Chordata. Okay, Chordata is made up of two words, chord and eta. Chord means a thick string and eta means to have. A thick string to have. Now let us see the fundamental characteristics of chordata, or can say fundamental characters of chordata you will be able to see. First comes is notochord. Second is nerve cord. Third one is pharyngeal gill slits, and fourth is post-anal tail. Let us see the diagram. See, this is the diagram of a fundamental chordate. Okay, so this one is first comes is notochord. Notochord is of mesodermal, okay, and it is solid, but it is flexible also. This is the posterior region, this is the anterior region, this is ventral, and this is dorsal. Okay, ventral means front, dorsal means back in case of humans. Okay, now see, this is ventral region. There are paired pharyngeal gill slits present in the ventral kind of region. Then there is dorsal hollow tubular single nerve cord, or simply you can just say nerve cord. Nerve cord you can also see, and then is notochord. Okay, notochord, and fourth one is post anal tail. Now for being a chordate, for able to come in phylum chordate, one important thing they have to remember is that they must have notochord in some stage of their life, even in the embryonic condition or in the larva form or in the adult form. In any of the stage of life they must have notochord, at least in one single state. Then only they will be called as chordate. Okay, now all chordates have organ system level of body organization. Okay, they have organs, and also they have tube within tube plan. This is the mouth and this is the anus, so they have tube within tube plan, fully developed digestive tract. They have closed circulation, bilateral symmetry, and they are triploblastic in nature, and also they have coelom. So that's all for today. Thank you, and in the next video we will discuss about further in chordate phylum.